I think ultimately the recognition that the talent's not enough. That you may be really talented at something, but if you haven't got the right passion and behaviours, you're never going to fulfil your potential. And I think that's something people take their talent for granted. I think surround yourself with other people, talented people. If you're more likely to achieve something if you've got people alongside on the journey with you. And then I think in retirement, the transition, which people are fascinated about, the transition from being a sports person to the real world, is take your time and try and replace that thing, but you may never be ever as good again as a sport, especially if you've achieved at a high level. But take your time and find something else you'll be passionate about, which maybe isn't your sport anymore because you can't do it anymore. And then use all the stuff you've learned as a sports person to focus in on that passion, and you can do incredible things.
You've spoken this evening about many of the attributes that athletes have will help you succeed in other things. The key thing is passion. You talked about 2012 and how one of the reasons why we were so successful was a shared best practice between all of the different sports. Now here in Bristol we have our Bristol Sports Group and we are sharing practice. How important do you think that is in a corporate world?
I think it's crucial. I think we can look around the people we work with and recognise that our differences. We're all different. We're different types of people. But if we're part of the same team, moving in the same direction, we've got our chances. Our differences make us unique, but it's our similarities that make us champions. And we can all learn from other people. And I think people that are open to that, open to improve themselves, but also delegate and allow other people who are better at certain things to do it, and share best practice. As long as you're all pointing in the same direction, you're clear of your focus, you've got a chance.
One of the hardest things for companies is to make change, sometimes deciding on the right course of change. You guys famously did it at the World Championships and you talked about how you shook it up. In business, how important is it, do you think, for people to review their decisions and think we need to change it, even when they're winning?
Well, winning after winning is the challenge, isn't it? Getting there is tough. There's a lovely saying that Steve Backley uses, which is if you want to stay number one in the world, you have to live and train as if you're number two in the world. In other words, you can't be complacent. You've got to look to do things differently, not dramatically, but you just can't be complacent. And it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're Usain Bolt or Michael Johnson or whatever, you can't be complacent. The moment you're complacent, whether it's in sport or business, you're going to get beaten. So I think it's look for little changes, not massive changes, but little ways, if you're winning, that you can just do things a little bit differently just to improve. And then you're more likely to stay at the top.